Hello guys, take three. I have decided to make a small video, no small, to make a video on the drives in Terra Invicta. It's a very confusing concept for many, including me. I spent countless hours, like maybe 40 or something like that, understanding this, and I think I finally I understand how they work, and I would like to provide you with easy to understand reading of or understand of how to make a decision about the drive, if it's something you want or what you want, or get a grip basically on the engines. The developer did a really poor job on explaining and providing anything on this, so we need to do this like on a community level. I borrowed a map from let me just see. Yeah, the reference is there, but you can't probably see it. Yeah, this is the reference. Thank you for the chart. Micro NaCl. And the TLDR is first usable engine. If you don't want to go into the details, is the burner drive here. Anything beyond it here is good. Anything below it is bad. So, or I'll get into details later. But for DLDR, you want to get the burner at least, or something like that around, and then progress roughly around the curve without sacrificing on the or without specializing it in any way. Basically, burner, and then you can do these blue, which are fusions, right, or whatever. And that's the TLDR. Let me just show you this. Yeah. One more thing. These engines are good for range, so they will get you far, but you won't be able to operate near planets. These engines are good at flying near planets, namely mostly Earth, which has most. These are basically for dealing with gravity, and these blue ones are actually, let's rename it like range, and let's call this like gravity acceleration. Okay, so with blue engines you will be able to get far, but you would never get away from Earth because they have too low acceleration. On the other hand, these guys are really good at getting away from Earth. This is what we would use in our current rockets, but you won't get very far. Okay. So red ones are planetary defense, early game or early to mid game. Blue ones are long range, and the purple ones are utter shit. Unless you are like super pro and know why you have them or what you are doing, etc., etc. But avoid the purple ones. Use these for planetary defense, and blue ones for like long range. Get the burner, and you can do whatever you want here. I mean, like, if you want more acceleration and more ability to fly around like Earth and transit orbits, etc., you go above the curve basically in this triangle. If you want to get further and you don't mind like not being able to do this as well, you stay in this triangle. There's another consideration, and it's the weight of the ship, because the heavier the ship, the stronger drive you want. So burner is the first drive on smaller ships. You can do this. You won't be able to do both on a burner drive on a heavy ship like a dreadnought. For both good acceleration and range on the dreadnought, you would have to go further onto this. So you can see you can view the curve as the weight or the tonnage of the ship, right? It's called like weight in the game, I think. So you can say like here are the destroyers, they are comfortable. Maybe like dreadnoughts are gonna be here and titans are gonna be like here. Like you can do both well, but the burner is the breaking point. That's the most important thing. Okay, so if you are not interested in further details, this was it. Thank you very much for your attention. If you are interested in more details, let's go for it. So as I said, these are good for the planetary defense. Why is that? The thing is, okay, let me just change the view. I think you have seen the reference enough. You can always come back. Okay, so let's get back to the game. I have prepared a reason why the burner is a good drive, because you can both get far and you can break away from Earth easily. So basically, the breakpoints according to the tooltips and recommendations is you want to have 10 here at least, and you want to have at least 30 or 60 according to where you want to go. And as you can see, I have a burner drive with only 10 propellant tanks and it's working, right? If I do dreadnought, auto design, I do drive, I still do get range, but I don't have the thrust to break away from the Earth. So I would have to stay on the same orbit, or the transition between orbits would be in some way long, awkward, or it's gonna be problematic, right? So it's sort of workable, but it's not ideal. And for getting like a better, let me actually see if the auto design now it's not much better, and it's whatever. I would need a better drive basically to get enough acceleration with this one. So back to the first engines. Blah, blah, blah. So this is Nova. This is the red one, right? So why is it good for planetary defense? Let's go full ham. Because it has very nice acceleration, which means it can break away from gravity. It has a very nice combat acceleration. That means you can like do stuff in the combat, during the combat, like not turns. Like you can stop and change your direction. That's what it is for. But you are not gonna go anywhere. You are probably 8 is for reaching moon from Earth. So you are not gonna go to moon with this design, right? You would have to add a lot of propellants, and then you are like, fuck man, 60 propellant tanks, what the fuck, you know, this is not the way. So these guys are good for staying on orbit and fighting. I would like to very quickly make you understand these numbers. This is probably not something you are gonna delve into that much, because what you are going to probably look at is basically the rating, or rather the chart. And the thing to understand about the chart is logarithmic. What it means is the distance, each unit of this is multiply, not addition. So a normal graph, what you are used from math, is like, this is one measure of distance, let's say a centimeter, foot, or inch, or whatever. So this would be 1, this would be 1.5, and this would be 2 on this axis, right? But not on logarithmic. This is like multiplication. So this is like let's say if this is the base, this could be like 2, this could be 4 times this one, and this would be another like 60 times of this one. So the difference is not linear, it's logarithmic. I'll show you very soon what I mean. So even a small change here in this rating can be a big change in actual performance. Let me see. Yeah, this is perfect. Tungsten resistor jet. Okay, you can't probably see what I'm looking at. Okay, but it doesn't matter. Look at the chart I'm showing you, and tungsten resistor jet. It's here, right? And what it does better than the Nova, which is here, it has way less thrust, but it has somewhat more, according to the chart, somewhat more velocity. You can also understand this as let me just change. Okay, we are in the correct one. Yeah. So we can also understand this as a range and acceleration, as I have named the layers. So it has more range than Nova, but less acceleration. Let's get to the game and see what it means here. So with Nova, we have 2.5 rating, and we are doing 5.6 kps, kilometers per second, right? If I use this drive, we have twice the velocity, but the rating is only 3.3. So even slight changes in the rating from 2.5 to 3.3 resulted in double this. And that's why you want to basically look at these numbers and not this. And it also explains what the rating is. It's basically the logarithmic. It's a logarithm, whatever. And why is the Orion, the burner drive, good? Is it has both ratings. These ratings, you can consider them like breakpoint ratings. For breakpoint for what? For the distance and the acceleration, right? But also for a certain class, because as I said, on a smaller ship, it's gonna work wonders. Yeah, you have seen how I did it, right? So yeah, both stats are nice. If you are gonna do it on the Dreadnought, not working, ouch, right? Again, repeating myself, but I think it bears repeating, especially if you want a reasonable number of propellants. It's semi. You are not gonna get this on Nova. You can't even do it on Nova. Not sure why. Let's do 20. Clear designer. No, I can't. Okay, so it's not possible. I think it knows it's not possible. Let's try something. Yeah, here. Battle cruiser is still possible with Nova, but you see, like this is. Let's go even 50. 56. So you are gonna have like decent acceleration, but you are gonna barely make it to the moon with Corvette, and I didn't have other stuff in that design. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, right? Nice acceleration, nice the delta, everything. So you have to understand that the engines are always for a certain category. And now the rating. So once you understand this rating and that it basically breaks even on the burner, and then you need to and that you are constrained, by the weight class of the ship, then you can make a better decision. I think getting that guide would like, help everybody, or the PDF. As a guide at glance. I'm not saying the numbers, they might be out of they might not be accurate anymore. It was previous page probably, but if you understand this, you can say, okay, so I want a drive that has what was the 6.6, let's go it 7 and 13, let's go it 14 and 7, which was it, yeah, 13.4 and 6 point, but it was like, yeah, 16. Let's call it like this. So yeah, exhaust 6, and okay, this is way too much. But this will go down as with the weight. Let's auto design that actually and see the numbers. 13. 30. Yeah, so like 16.6 is, let's call it the break-even point. So any engine that's above 16 is going to enable you to field heavier ships. Any rating, exhaust velocity that is above 6.1 is able to, you will be able to get further with heavier ships with less propellant tanks. Okay, so let's see a different drive. So it was 16.6, and let's just look at the numbers roughly and see what do we have. Okay, so I have Triton Taurus drive. So the 16 is very similar, and the 8 is quote-unquote slightly, but as we have seen, the quote-unquote slightly is not slightly at all, because from 6 to 8, it's 2 orders of magnitude more. So it's like you do the multiplication twice. It's not, no, whatever. For those who understand. For those who don't, let's just say it's a big difference. And let's see this on the chart. Triton Taurus it was, right? So we are looking at roughly the same thrust, right? So it will be somewhere here, but it will have more range. Actually, let me change the. Yeah, I didn't even show it. Yeah. So again, it's gonna be. Let me try to make another color so that you. Yeah. Okay, this is gonna be fine. Let's say green. Let's do some opacity there. Yeah. Okay. So we have seen it has 16 thrust, which is quite similar. So it's gonna be somewhere here. It's the same roughly category. And the distance, the thrust velocity, the exhaust velocity, is going to be not 6, but 8. So it's gonna be somewhere here. Voila! Here's the Triton Taurus. You see? This is how the chart works. This is the rating. It doesn't, unfortunately, Micro Salt, Micro NaCl, chose to go with a different scale. It would be more intuitive. Maybe I'll do actually like the rating. Maybe I'll redo the video. Well, whatever. But the thing is, this is where the drive is. So you can get further than with Burner, but you are not gonna be much better at defending planets, right? So let's say you have the other problem, you want to do the other. You are like happy with your range, okay? So let's keep it, or okay, you want some more range, let's say, but not too much. Let's say like this. Yeah, you are quite happy, but you don't want to like overdo it. But what you want is planetary defense. So basically, you can go like, okay, I want planetary defense, and then you like look at this, and you go, okay, so I can get it for lower range, and if you're fine with that, you can go Firestarter maybe Orion, but remember the Orion is way worse at range because it's logarithmic, not linear. Or you can say, okay, since I already have this tech level, I want to get the first engine, bam. And is this enough thrust for you? And you will say, nah, I want, let's say I want even more thrust. So you go, 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 go. This is way too low thrust. Oh, look at that. H Orion. So this engine, H Orion, is better at traversing orbital layers, or mostly around Earth, because it has the highest gravity, right? So at least, whatever. And it has even a better range. So the next step, if you wanted something to protect your assets, would be H Orion. If you want to get, on the other hand, if you want to go places like further in the space, you would use something like this. So you would look at this is like universal, so Neutrium microfission. Then you would go Triton Polywell, Triton Taurus, Zeta Tritons, Neutron Taurus. It depends on your tech level, on your tech path, and also on your what kind of fuel you want to use. And that's the last part of the puzzle of the engines. And it's the type of the fuel it consumes. So let me just uncheck this one. Let's get back to the game and let's delve into the tech tree. We have to go full ham. Okay. Now, fuck. Yeah, this is not gonna work. Yeah, I will have to probably scroll it. What I want to show you is, for example, Zeta Helion and Helion Taurus. These are mainly propelled by water, right? Then in this category we have antimatter, and this is water and antimatter. Water. Oh, no, this is mine. Lantern is water, and we have fissiles here, right? So I have 9 and 12 water. There are a lot of waters here. Maybe it's on purpose. Okay, let's try a different flare. It's based on water. Pebble is water, or rather like hydrogen, I think it should be. Cavity drive. Most of these are actually water, as I see it, but there used to be a lot of fire-based. Let's see. Yeah, the tree is very confusing. Okay, high energy propulsion. Yeah, here it's metals, right? 10 metals. This is volatiles. This is again water. So that's the other part of the puzzle there. Let's see here. This is water, mostly water. This is 50-50 water and antimatter. Some fissiles. So mostly these engines are water based, so it's not even any longer like a big choice. Okay. I was under the impression that they differed more in the end game, but apparently that's not the case. Maybe not any longer, but whatever. So basically, you should understand now how the engines work. So you may want to, if you want to go in the game, and let's wing this, okay? So let's see Protein Taurus. 17.4. It's gonna be like 2 orders of magnitude better than the Orion, and 9.9 is gonna be like 4 orders of magnitude better than the, not Orion, the burner. So let's see Protein Taurus. Let's switch back to the drive and the Protein Taurus. So we are looking at, it should be higher, and the magnitude is not very well shown here, but I think it's like somewhere here. And the other one was what was it? It was 8, right? So if this is 6, it's gonna be like somewhere here. Yeah, it's here. Well, whatever. It's not maybe that important that you can locate it on this chart. Maybe it's better to just see. Okay, I want Protein Taurus, and then you go into the game and check out what you need to research it. Another difference is in the engines is whether it's open or closed cycle. Why does it matter? Because you need big radiators for closed cycle. Open cycle means you throw the shit out and you don't care about the heat, because the shit is basically like, it doesn't matter. It's been heated somewhere, you don't care about it. But if it's like closed circuit, or was closed loop, or how they call it, let me see, closed cycle, yeah. That means you need to take care of the heating. Closed. I think most of these are gonna be like, the end game are gonna be closed. Oh, look at that, Firestorm. So this one actually will need way less heating management than these other ones. So that's another thing. So you need less mass of radiators, and that means like lower combat vulnerability, I would say, because and also you can go further because you don't have so much tonnage in the radiators. But these are like mostly like details, I would say. Or details, yeah, like fine tunings, I would say, yeah. The basics are understanding the rating, that it's multiplicative, aka logarithmic. The breaking points were for smaller ships were 16 and 6, I believe. Then you should check type of propellant and whether it's open and closed, and you are set. Yeah. So I can try to say like, okay, this Triton or rather let's do this like this, or yeah. So if you get, for example, the plasma, which is a lot of research, you are getting like way better engine, but it might be better for you to go for maybe the blue ones. Let's check it out. Let's see, Triton Nova. So full search, Triton Nova, drive, okay. And I see it's rather, I'm here. Let me see if I'm showing you now. I'm not showing you, so let's turn it off, okay. So Triton Nova is, it's quite quote unquote simple to get, right? It's like the dependencies are here and here, and it's quite okay. But for antimatter, which we have seen, I'm not gonna switch it again because I would go like nuts. Pulsed plasma, right? So let's go with pulsed plasma. Is it full? Yeah, this is probably it. Yeah. And then you need to have antimatter propulsion, which in itself is quite expensive. And then you need another thing, and in other terms, this is better drive, but it's way more expensive in terms of research, right? So you should, I'm gonna put the, did I? What's happening there? It seems the OBS no longer wants to show the the PDF for some reason. Let me see if I can fix it. No, apparently not. Oh, okay, now it works again. So, and I'm repeating myself at this point quite a lot. What you need just is the burner, and then decide your further expansion in terms of like drives according to where your tech is and what your needs are. You can go plasma antimatter, and it's a really good engine, of course. They are like really good, as you can see. These are like one of the best ones, but the technology cost is quite significant, so it might take, and you need antimatter, so it might be easier for you to go for a different kind of engine. And again, you check the curve and say, and now I'm making up, but I would say like dreadnoughts are probably somewhere here. So you would say, okay, I want the universal dreadnought, so you would look somewhere here probably, right? You want the universal titan, you are probably looking somewhere in this area. These are good for the smaller ships, and if you want more acceleration, aka ability to defend around Earth mostly, you go up from that curve. If you want to go further into space, aka to the asteroids, Jupiter, Saturn, whatever, like further, you go right from the curve, not down, but it ideally to the right of that point. Okay, so hopefully this explained the drives for you. You can leave a comment in the video, and if there is something I like really explained poorly, go ahead and I'll try to like clarify it, maybe make another video, but I think you are set at this point. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.